Man accused of shooting at a Marshall police officer last week was in court yesterday, where his cash bond was set at $500,000. 21-year-old Jeremy Wilz is accused of attempted first-degree intentional homicide. Authorities say Wilz was trying to steal alcohol at Caps and Cork's liquor store on Plaza Drive in Marshall last Wednesday night. And while trying to escape police, he allegedly fired at an officer. Wilz also pled not guilty to charges of retail theft, battery, and resisting or obstructing an officer.